Good morning, everyone. Today is our video about the awesome product of the DXN, that is Cordyceps. If you want to know about the Cordyceps, then watch the video till the end. Like, comments our YouTube channel Bright Future. Let's watch the video of Dr. Asma Munir about the Cordyceps.
A very good morning to all the listeners and the viewers of this program. I welcome you all to awareness platform of DXN, which is again a continuity of the product information via this attempt. The product by the name of Cordyceps Sinensis is a very old product, belongs to a traditional Chinese medicine, and most of alternative medicine is already approved of it. It's another gift of nature which has come to rescue our health. But one wonders, why do we need it? So let's go back for what we are facing by knowing what is surrounding us. All of you know the composition of the air, which is mixed 78% of nitrogen, almost 21% of oxygen, and 0.9% of argon, plus 0.03% of carbon dioxide. Another 0.07% of this mixture of hydrogen, water, ozone, neon, helium, krypton, and lots of other trace components, we are being surrounded by these if we look into the details of the air around. Let's see what are the other things that are because of us. The outdoor pollution, which we ourselves increase by smoking, a co-carcinogen producing cancer, lung cancer, and lots of other hazards. Biological pollutants like dust, pollen, any viruses, any bacteria which are mixed with dust, and synthetic products which are constantly in use. If we go into the details of air pollution, we cannot avoid automobile exhaustion, we cannot avoid industrial pollutions, and definitely open burning. As you must have seen in the third world countries, the disposal systems are not that highly effective to take off the toxins, rather they pollute the air very badly. The haze, which is a seasonal issue, it also creates poor immune mechanisms and creates health issues. And all of these pollution as a cause becomes a pathology which causes lots of diseases, the most common being asthma, then bronchitis, and emphysema. Not only that, it can also cause most of the lung diseases, leading to as far as lung cancer. But don't forget, it also affects our skin, it also affects our cavities, and some of the signs and symptoms we keep on neglecting because we become accustomed or used to that allergic attitude. How come Cordyceps sinensis has something to do with that? Actually, Cordyceps sinensis was used in traditional Chinese medicine as a part of a herbal treatment, as a part of alternative medicine, to assist an improvement in the respiratory system, to promote the general health, and relief of lots of variety of coughs. Also, it improves the quality of life and improves the stamina. Most of the old history goes back to improvement in the male fertility, where there is some weakness for the male sexual performance. So, if we go into the details of how to find this cordyceps and where it was cultivated and who found it, it's a long story. It goes back to thousands of years ago. It was naturally found on the islands of Tibet, China, Nepal, over 10,000 feet above the sea level. The scientific name of cordyceps is Cordyceps sinensis, but other names were given by the local people who found them. As it resembles a caterpillar, it is grown on a caterpillar. That's why it is known as caterpillar fungus or deer fungus or tokukasu. So lots of names were given in their native language like Tong, Shong, Xiu, Hao. All these Thai names were given. But as far as the function of the Cordyceps sinensis is concerned, it is being said and scientifically proven by lots of research articles that it builds up the stamina for better endurance. It modulates the immune system and it improves memory and concentration. How it does that, I'll come into the details of the fine ingredients of Cordyceps sinensis, but that's why it is known as elixir of life. It contains antioxidant properties, it stimulates the sexual drive, and above all, it delays the muscle fatigue. Now, this is about the general health. How it helps as a therapeutic application. It has very good effect on cardiovascular system, directly affecting on the cholesterol levels and lipid metabolism, and digestive, hepatic, and gastrointestinal disorders are also being observed to have a very beneficial effect. Genitourinary effects and renal disorders, immune disorders, metabolic and nutritional disorders, and it has been used for longevity enhancement also, anti-aging. And if I may tell you that in 2008, the Chinese team, when they investigated the winners of Chinese athletes, they found out that these guys were using cordyceps as food, because it not only increases the stamina, it increases this stamina via the cellular metabolic enhancement of oxygenation plus improvement in the biological functions at the cell level. So when it comes to the basic cell nutrition, improvement of the cell function, definitely it will affect every organ of the body, because it affects the lining of the blood vessels, from where this crossing of oxygen, crossing of carbon dioxide, and crossing of the nutrition and the waste product takes place. How it does that, it has been researched by, lots of scientists are continuously researching on that. The references goes back to the Institute of Natural Products Research in Canada, in America, in Switzerland, in UK, Thailand, China, Japan, Korea. And lots of studies have shown that it's completely safe. And when it is recommended to even to a higher dose, there was no side effect found. And in fact, it improves the general circulatory system in totality. The history of its being used goes back to, some books say it is 4,000 years ago. It was supposed to be the first anti-aging supplement known to the mankind. Now, the benefits of cordyceps were very well mentioned by Dr. George Alpern, who was a physician and professor with the University of Hong Kong, and he's author of several books about Cordyceps. According to him, the bioenergy status in animals and humans is improved by Cordyceps. And this would happen because it improves the internal balance, thus making the utilization of oxygen more efficient. The respiratory function, improvement in the function itself, scientific studies have demonstrated the benefits of Cordyceps by alleviating the symptoms of several respiratory illnesses, including chronic bronchitis and asthma. How cellular absorption of oxygen is enhanced via Cordyceps? It has been told by almost 40% of the cardiovascular pharmacological studies of ethanol extracts of Cordyceps and Cordyceps fermentation solution were noted, and chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases were improved by the use of Cordyceps as a supplement. When it comes to the heart function, heart, as you know, is not only a pumping station. It is an organ which never retires. Once it retires, you are no more. So it has to have a continuous supply of its own so that it can supply the proper blood volume, the proper oxygenated blood, and also to take away the deoxygenated blood back to the lungs. So that's why we need constant improvement and help for the heart to function well as long as we live. The minute the compromise of the heart function occurs, the threat to life is there. So if we see the effect of Cordyceps on the functioning of the heart, it is very much evident by numerous studies I will mention in a few minutes that the benefits of Cordyceps is not only on the supply of the oxygen to the heart muscle itself, but also on the rhythm of the heart, which is disturbed in lots of diseases like cardiac arrhythmias and chronic heart failures. So research also showed that the animals taking Cordyceps and a significantly greater survival rate of 20% mortality versus 80% mortality in 30 minutes. Now this is a starting 400% improvement. It's very difficult to understand how it does that. But again, effects, therapeutic diagnosis is there when you give Cordyceps and you see the improvement in the oxygenation of the heart muscle, of the kidney, of the brain, of all the tissues of the body, the improvement in oxygenation occurs. When it comes to the lipid metabolism, it maintains the cholesterol levels, and 4 excellent studies were there which demonstrated that it lowers the total cholesterol by 10 to 21%, and it decreases triglyceride by 9 to 26%. At the same time, it helps to increase the high density lipids, cholesterol, which again is known as good cholesterol, by 27 to 30%. So as you can see, it is encircling the most important functions of the body and thereby not having a side effect of its own. When it comes to the blood cells, Cordyceps improves the viability of the cells and functions. Surprisingly, it was also noted that it promotes DNA repair. Lots of people have done studies, they have gone through their master's degrees, they have published their thesis on the effect of Cordyceps on different systems of the body. One of such study was by Natalie Velkov, a PhD doctor, and she has written a very nice book on Cordyceps, mentioning the treatment effect like a treatment on diabetes, cancer, and other illnesses. If you get an opportunity to get hold of that book, you can very well understand how people are thinking of naturally taking care of their body, especially of their vital organs. When it comes to the vital organs, don't forget liver. For liver, Cordyceps improves its function by helping the chronic diseases to repair effectively, and it was seen when it was used in cirrhosis of liver and chronic or subchronic conditions of hepatitis and related to the liver diseases, other diseases. People think that it was one of the best liver helping adjuvant herbal therapy which made it possible for that metabolic factor to work very nicely. Research and clinical trials on 33 patients with hepatitis B and another 8 patients with cirrhosis while taking Cordyceps has already mentioned that 71.9% improvement on thymol turbidity test was noted, and 78.6% of improvement in SGPT level was there. Both of these are enzymes. They show that the improvement of liver function was established. Now, if you go to the kidney diseases, Cordyceps helps to cure and improve chronic renal disease. How it does that? We have to go into the finer details of the ingredients of the Cordyceps. But before that, I might as well add to the effects of Cordyceps that also it has got a very good effect in reduction of the size of the tumors when it was given to cancer patients. There were several clinical studies and they were conducted in China and Japan with cancer patients, and they were done with the Cordyceps Sinensis mycelium using a therapeutic dose of almost 6 grams per day, and patients were given in conjunction with the chemotherapy. Various types of tumors were found to improve by decrease in the size, and the WBC counts were maintained, and significant reduction in the size and improvement of the general condition of the patient was there.
If you did not subscribe our channel till now, please do it now.